pull my working yarn out and push it aside. So I have the end bound off with a nice long tail. And I have my tapestry needle. And as I did before, I'm going to push a corner through and then grab it and pull it the rest of the way through. You see, it's not quite as hard as with that big bulky gray yarn. Okay, so since this is meant to be a headband, or it could be a bracelet, it could, you know, be anything like that, what I'm going to do, let's see, first, to kind of square this off, I'm gonna tuck that yarn in on the end here. Okay, there. Then I'm going to put my two ends together. And could I use this yarn to sew it together? Of course I could. Okay, but I'm going to continue with this one. And again, because the t-shirt yarn is big and bulky, there's not a lot of real precision to doing this. You just want it to be secure, and you want it to look however it is that you're wanting it to look. And since there's going to be tension on it as a headband, I'm going to want to do this pretty securely. Okay. Now, what I am going to do with this piece, I'm kind of looking to see, how is this sitting on here? Okay, this is kind of toward this end, so I'm actually, and am I making this up as I go along? Well, yes. Because like I said, these t-shirt yarn projects, they're not going to be exact. That's why I'm really giving you more ideas than I am a complete pattern. So to make it more secure, and also because I wanted these pieces to come out on opposite ends, I'm going to sew back the other way with the other end. Okay. Now there's a couple of things I could do at this point. I could just tie these ends in a bow, if I liked bows. But I want to put some of my goodie bag beads on here. So, well, I could have left the needle on there. Guess I'll show you putting the yarn on the needle another time. Never hurts, does it? Just got to get it started, and then you can pull it through. Okay. Now I chose beads that you should be able to put on with this tapestry needle. And some of it you may have to really pull to get it through, but I tested them, so I hope that you'll be able to use your beads like this. And there's no magic number. I picked 3 because it suits me. So I have the beads threaded on. Then all I'm going to do is come down here and pull this end through. And then I'm actually just going to tie these ends in a knot. Now, tying the ends in a knot is not something that I do on a regular basis with most kinds of yarn. But it's going to be perfectly fine for this project with this t-shirt yarn. And then it will be nice and secure. And instead of cutting the ends, what I'm actually going to do is take each of them, put it on the needle, and then weave them in along the edges. Okay. It's nice and secure. And if it was big enough to go on my head, it could be a headband. If it was big enough to go on my wrist, it could be a bracelet. The other project I showed you in your notebook was something like a pot holder. And again, all this is just a square of knitting. I cast on, I think, 12 stitches. I think I probably put it on the notebook page. And then I just knitted until it was almost a square, because I knew that my cast on row was going to add another ½ inch to the material. So once it was almost a square, I stopped. I bound off this edge. I cut a nice long tail. And then what I did was I went through my material once, came up through the bead, and the other side, back through the bead, and then I wove that end all the way down this side. I could have just done a single strand, but I thought it looked nice with the double strand and a little bit of play there to make a nice little handle for the pot holder. You could make smaller squares, say about 6 stitches with this particular yarn, and they could be coasters. This could be a doll blanket. I mean, just let your imagination free. Say you're making fabric. What can you make out of fabric? My ideas are just to get you started. I expect to get pictures of better projects than the ones I have shown you, because this is not my best and highest creative skill coming up with these projects. So they're just ideas.